How to build your authority and scale your business up even if you have not spoken on stage before or nobody knows who you are, using public speaking and publicity. And that is what I am going to teach you today. And I am going to teach you from my own experience of how I built my authority across this lockdown. Before lockdown, I was actually well established, working with a lot of schools across India, sending my trainers out there. Those trainers were going out and teaching and all of those things. But I was stuck in that place where I didn't know how to scale up from there. I was traveling all through the week, all through the year. I didn't know how exactly I could be scaling up from there, and I was just like stuck there, don't know how to go from there. And luckily lockdown happened. Yeah, luckily the lockdown happened, and because of that I found the new way of how to deliver my programs online. When the lockdown happened, in just like 4 days I started my program. Like this is what the conversation was between me and my team. I said there is some software called Zoom, they say we can teach through that, and they were like, how do you do theater online and all of those things, but I said I don't know, let me figure it out. And the first day I was like, children, keep quiet, there is noise behind you and all of those things. But still, then one day, like after some 2 or 3 days, I found this button called mute all button, and I was like jumping out in joy because I don't have to ask children to keep quiet hereafter. I just have to mute them all, right? So now that is where my journey started, and I had no competition whatsoever in the first 6 months of my lockdown. I had amazing sessions. I did to the level of international speaking for great brands like Pampers and all of those things. And I did a lot of speaking, and from there I built my credibility also. Through this lockdown, in the past 8 to 10 months, I was able to publish 5 books without even writing a single page. And I also got 2 world records. I got featured on some 4 newspapers. I got featured on a TV, or actually 2 TVs. All of these things happened in the last 1 year. Okay, and I am going to tell you how exactly I did this. You can see me right now. I'm not very fluent in my language. I'm not good looking and all that. All of that is secondary when it comes to your story being established. People will listen to you. People will invite you to speak at their place when you have an established, inspiring story. And that is what I am talking to you about. Okay, give me an example. There are 2 people that you have to invite for your forum. Your forum is a forum of travelers, or you want to encourage people to travel more. There are 2 people that you have. One person who has learned his doctorate in geography or history or whatever from the highest university in the world. The other person is the person who has traveled across the world, has hands-on experience. He's written a book about it, or he has a blog about it, or something like that. Who will you invite for your event? You will be obviously inviting that person who has traveled and has hands-on experience, right? That is what the world is looking for. The world is not looking for data. The world is looking for stories. The world is looking for knowledge that came through experiences, and they are not looking for certifications that you have. Okay, now how do you build that brand there? Okay, now whatever your niche is, whatever your interests are, build a story around it. Do you want to know what my story is? My niche is little children. You know what I did? I went online during the lockdown every night at 9 o'clock, told bedtime stories to children, and for 175 days, which became 2 books. All the stories were compiled into 2 books, and I did not write them. One of the parents wrote that for me. Same like that, I got a world record for doing that. I got to speak at another world record even for Asia's largest career coaching program. And I also did a lot of other things that built my credibility out there. Now that my credibility is built there, people are inviting me to come and speak to them. When I go and speak to them, I either get the leads or I get the money from there, because you see, I have a program that I'm running where I'm doing a lot of things. The other thing that I did was I gathered all the children that are in my program. All of us together created Asia's largest first children's kids made forest. That's what we did. Yeah, all of these things are stories that are building to your credibility. Now, what is your story? Am I asking you to be really talented to create the story? No. Am I asking you to spend a lot of time to create the story? No. You just have to create a story that people will go wow, this is awesome. I want to invite this person to speak at my place. It can be the smallest thing that creates the biggest impact out there, and you create the story. The story is called Share Worthy Story, and this is what I teach in my 5-day program. In my 5-day program, I help you to become a public speaker, even if you don't like, even if you've fainted on stage before. And I help you to find your story. I help you to identify your story, build your story, or create your own story. That means these are not fantasy stories. These are stories that you create or you tell of yourselves, that builds your credibility for people to follow you, fall for you, and vouch for you, and sell for you also. That is what I teach in my 5-day program. And if you want more details, click on the link below and learn more. All the details of the schedule, everything is there on the page, and you can join me there. Just 5 days, very, very small price, and I am going to teach you the complete system of how I got the credibility to host TED Talks, speak on Josh Talks, and get featured on a lot of newspapers out there. I'm looking forward to see you there.